Hi, I'm Gianna,
And I'm Emily.
and this is Booked Up Babes.
Woo! Okay, hello.
Hey, everybody.
We're back.
Yes, we are.
And you're back with Ali Hazelwood's Deep End.
Safe to say, I think we both really like this one.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I did too. I like this one a lot.
I, outside of the romance, connected with the storyline, like a painful amount.
I could in some areas, but even without me feeling super deeply connected to the storyline, I really enjoyed these characters.
Oh yeah, no, it was really well written.
And I'm gonna jump right into it because this is so far what I've seen online. It's a little divided about this, and people are saying that their chemistry made no sense. And I'm like, did we read the same book?
What? I thought they had really good chemistry.
I thought they were great. Not even just the usual the given stuff. I'm they were friends.
Yeah.
They were actually there was a relationship going on.
But also, he saw her from jump.
Oh yeah.
And she was so in her own head, in her own world, that she just didn't notice anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute she started noticing him, she was into him. So there was no, and what?
Yeah, I did not understand that.
I don't have those feelings.
I didn't understand that. And obviously he was into her immediately. Ali wrote this book, so of course he was down bad, immediately. But I did really like that she made this character, because we've talked on here about how in Ali's earlier books, it definitely was, at least with the love hypothesis. Because Love on the Brain, she had sex.
Yes.
And Love Theoretically, not as much.
No.
She was more reserved, and there was this air about her that was I don't really like to have sex. And it's no shame to the people who are like that, but I feel it's more written that a woman won't be sexually promiscuous at all, and it's okay. You can be a sexual woman. It's totally fine. And I liked that she wrote this Scarlett as being sexually promiscuous, but also being the type of person who's I don't give a shit about guys' relationships. I don't have the time. I don't pay attention. I don't care. And I really liked that aspect of things. She was so driven.
Yes, she was.
Which was really nice to read. It was so nice.
It was very easy to connect with for me personally, from a professional athlete standpoint, because I, near the end of my career, had a really severe block and barely, if at all, overcame it. And so reading about somebody having a block and the frustration of it, and how you're capable of it and yet you still can't do it, and hitting that wall, I was like, oh girl, Ali, have you also been through this? Because that was really
probably.
Yeah.
As a writer?
Really good. It was really good. Yeah, probably as a writer. She probably wrote about writer's block.
Yeah. Because I'm not an athlete, but I'm a creative person.
Yeah.
And whenever I feel stuck, I feel I'm the biggest failure.
Yeah.
And it's it's natural to get stuck sometimes. You got to work your way through it. But with Scarlett, this is the one and only time that she ever had a block, and she immediately was I'm a failure.
Yeah.
I'm not worth the time. I'm not worthy of the titles that I want or what I'm doing. And I've definitely been there creatively where I'm am I even good at this? Do I even know what I'm doing? And then it's just because I can't figure something out.
Yeah.
Or as we like to say, I throw spaghetti at the wall and I just see what sticks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I also had one move in dance that I could not do for years, and it's a normal step that everyone's required to be able to do, and I couldn't do it, and people would treat me like I was a failure based on that one step. And I was like, but what about everything else I can do? Oh, that doesn't matter if you can't do this one thing. And that's in diving, that's that was what she was running into, right? It's you're a failure if you can't do this one thing in this athletic dimension. And it was,
especially because these aren't just regular old athletes, they're
Olympic, which was fun to read.
Divers and swimmers. And another thing about it that has been a little bit of a controversy. So you and I have talked about this. We talked about this last week. So Emily and I were just chit-chatting.
Okay.
And I brought up how I feel like I'm kind of maybe aging out of certain books because I'm reading about like these 20 to 21-year-old boys being like gods in the bedroom. And I'm like, I looked at Emily and I was like, what 21-year-old boy did you know that was remotely even like a little bit like what we read in our books? Because I'm like, I have never met a 21-year-old boy who was like that. And when I was 23, 24, I'm still like, you guys aren't like that. So I was like, I feel like this just doesn't make sense for me anymore.
It's not, you know what it is? It's like everyone goes on their own journey. But like some people are better than others, and some people are more studious in the bedroom than others, I think. And so I think sometimes there's somebody who's a little younger and you're surprised by the prowess.
Yes.
But like it's not the like norm, and these books make it seem like any 21-year-old boy who just happens to fall in love with this girl is like a sex god. And it's like, well, not necessarily. And also, if you sleep around, it doesn't mean you're good at sex.
Exactly.
Because like some people are just like care more about like their technique in the bedroom, and some people just care about having sex.
Yeah. So it's us. So yeah. So that's why
you know, like that's how I see it.
And I agree with you completely. But I'm like, I still just a 20 to 21-year-old. I don't know, like. You're not doing the things that I'm reading about.
There's no way.
Like, and I don't think that I really realized that, like, maybe, like, a few years ago, because I was younger than I am now, and now I'm like, I don't think that this is realistic, like, at all. But this is where I'm pulling this in, because they're obviously still in college.
Yeah, they're like 22.
But they're ending grad school, so they're older.
No, he's 22, she's 21. They're in undergrad. They're in undergrad.
No, because they're going. He applied to med school.
Yeah, but they're in undergrad. The opening of the book. She's turning 21, and he's 22.
Oh my god, that's right.
They're only a year apart, and they're in their undergrad.
Okay, so I guess like I had no problem with it in this book. I don't know.
They're babies in this book.
They are. Like I'm like, sorry, Lucas. I know that like you're like an Olympian, you know. So, like, maybe you have a more worldly view than the rest
you probably
of us.
grow up faster.
Yeah. But, like, faster, like, sexually as well.
I also don't think this book was about their prowess. It was about their preferences.
But I guess, like...
So, if somebody has the same preferences as you and wants the same things in the bedroom, they're going to be good at sex.
Yes. Okay. True fair.
That's how... I mean, that's...
Yeah. Okay, true fair. I didn't mind it in this book, which is why the whole reason I brought it up was because I was like, I was just talking about how I'm like, I don't really know if this is for me anymore. And then I read this and I was like, this is for me.
Sorry, I debunked it.
This is for Gianna.
It was good. It was very good.
Before we move forward, we're drinking something.
We're drinking alcohol. We honestly just started drinking the alcohol too.
Yes,
impressively.
Yes.
We are having a fika. Is that how we say it?
Fika.
I don't know how to say it. It's the word that they use in the book for coffee and a midday snack.
Yeah. So we don't have a snack, but there is coffee
and there's bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the snack.
Pretty much.
So it's like an old fashioned with espresso.
It's very good.
It's very good. And so it's like chocolate bitters, simple syrup, espresso, and bourbon.
Yeah.
It's great.
So good.
Yeah.
Cheers. I'm so happy I'm someone who's not affected by espresso.
Oh no, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Oh my god. I'm like, this works out great. Both of us aren't affected by it. Well,
I also had a latte at 1 o'clock today, so I'm real screwed.
Yeah, no, you're someone who's like, can drink a lot of coffee and like go. I could have 3 cups of coffee and I could still take a nap.
No, I chug coffee all the time and then but I stop at a certain hour. But I think I'll be okay. This is just one. Maybe I'll have like a beer after. Or maybe I'll
even it out.
Go drink some sleepy time tea.
Or that.
Lower my heart rate.
I love the difference. Maybe I'll just have a beer after. Or some sleepy time tea.
Something. I don't know.
Very different vibes, guys. Very different vibes.
But I will, and if I don't go to bed, I'll just read Tower of Dawn until I fall asleep.
Perfect.
There we go.
Perfection.
So yes, this book I loved the athlete storyline so much.
Yeah.
I want to make a comment about her lack of friendships.
Okay, go.
I didn't mind it in this book because I felt like it fit her personality to not feel connected to people.
I agree.
I normally hate books where women don't have friendships.
No, but I think
Because it's always the guy has friendships and she becomes part of the guys. That is so common. And this
it's very common.
She doesn't really even become part of the guys though. She's like, yeah, I'm chill, I'll make you guys laugh, but I'm gonna go my other way and still be an introvert.
Yeah. And I think you're so right, because like going back to like the fact that she never noticed him, she's just like not, she's so focused on herself.
Minded, yeah.
Yeah, she's so focused on like moving forward, on diving, on her academics, on her future. So like it made sense that she wasn't like super connected, like even to her teammates.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, obviously we see that change a little bit throughout the book.
Yeah. Well, and I think it makes sense for why Penelope gets so in the way of their relationship, because she finally has made a friendship with somebody that she cares about, and she probably doesn't care about a lot of friendships. And so she allows the Penelope factor to infiltrate their relationship, even though it was so annoying.
Oh my God. I was just going to say, I understand what you're saying. And
it was
I
annoying to read
what was going on, but I was like, for the love of everything good and pure, can you just tell this girl that you like her ex-boyfriend?
Like, you like him. She's put you guys together.
She put you guys together. And guess what? She only cared when she was alone.
Yep.
She only cared when she no longer had her hot teacher and she was feeling territorial and being wildly selfish.
Oh my God.
Because that's another thing that I've seen everywhere. People are saying that Scarlett was in the wrong. And I was like, she was wrong to not be fully honest with Penelope, because she said to Penelope,
she downplayed it.
Well, Penelope was like, you guys are just, you're not dating, right? Like, it's just sex. And Scarlett was like, yeah. And I'm like, that's a lie. You know it's a lie. You could have said, actually, I feel like things are a little bit more than they were previously. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. And I understand being afraid to tell someone that.
Yeah.
But like, be honest. So like when Scarlett did that, I was like, girl. But Penelope, I was like, you are a very selfish individual.
Very selfish.
So when I saw that people were like, no, Scarlett was in the wrong, like that's not what a real friend does. And I'm like, what?
Okay, first of all, Penelope started this.
Yep.
They would have never, they were both such honorable, loyal people. And she wasn't even loyal to Penelope at the beginning of this. So she was like, I'm not even loyal to you. We're barely friends. We were teammates. She gave them the okay, supported it, and made jokes about it. It was super fucked up that she made them hide it, that she made them act like they were still together while he was clearly obsessed with Scarlett. The only mistake that Scarlett makes is not being fully transparent about it. And Scarlett even admits, I should have been transparent with her.
Yes.
She doesn't like, it's not, you know me, I can't handle a book where the main girl is not owning up to their shit. I won't do it. When I read books like that, I just get, that pisses me off. She owns up to it.
Yeah.
She's like, I know I messed up. Like, I realized, because she, but also in her defense, is like, doesn't want to have feelings for him. She doesn't want this to escalate. She's like,
yeah.
She's denying it into herself. So it's really hard to admit something out loud to somebody that you don't want to admit it to anyways. But then also you don't want it to be true.
But she did eventually admit it. He like was like, he wanted to say like, I love you to her so bad. And he's like, tell me that you know what this, oh my God. Like, I can't, this man, he's my favorite Ali Hazelwood man for sure.
He's like amazing.
Took the cake with this one. And I really, really liked Eli in the last book.
Oh, he was
Not
amazing.
in Love.
Oh.
But this man, and he was like, because she admitted it.
Yeah.
Like before everything happened, she admitted, she was like, yeah, this is more. Like not in so many words, but like enough for him to be like, okay, yes, I hear. Like,
but that was so hard for her. So imagine saying out loud to a friend who you're afraid to hurt something you can't even say to the person you're with.
I get it, but I'm also like,
no, but she's 21. She's emotionally immature.
Grow a pair.
She hasn't had any friends, man.
I know.
Like that's the thing. Like that was what I like. She has no like friendship experience, which is a whole thing beyond dating and sex and everything else. Like her and her roommate tolerate each other, and that's the only reason why they live together. She has her stepmom and her dog, and her her best friend was her boyfriend in high school, and he broke up with her before the day of NCAA championship.
Yes.
That was her only friend. Was her boyfriend.
Yeah.
The girl has nobody.
I know. I get it. I really do get it. I get it, and
No, she was super annoying though.
so it's like it's not like a but situation. It's like I get it, and there were so many moments where I was like,
oh no, same.
oh my goodness, like please, just like use a brain cell here.
I know, it was so annoying.
So I was like a little frustrated at moments with
Same.
that because I reached a point where I was like,
but it made sense for her character.
it did, but I did reach a point where I was like, why are we so worried about Penelope here? And I think there were things I didn't like about this book. Like, did I like the fact that Lucas literally didn't try to fight Penelope at all on the let's keep this a secret thing? I'm like, dude, come, like
That was annoying.
like the moments where like Scarlett would walk around the pool or whatever, and she would see Penelope like hanging on to him, and like he wasn't doing anything back, but like he was letting it happen. He was letting the secret go, and I'm like, Lucas, could your loyalty is no longer to this person. Like and you have repeatedly brought that up when you talked about Penelope and about how your commitment to her was done. So I'm like, why are you not fighting this more? Why are you not saying, hey, I would like for us to be out in the open about this?
Well, and there's multiple times where she calls and he drops everything for her.
Oh my God. Like when he was swimming, and this was after he told her about his mom, and he was like, I was swimming when I got the call. So she calls him, and it's for Penelope, but he calls her. He's like, so she's like, he must have literally just gotten out of the pool. He's like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? And every single time he says, how are you? And she's like, with Penelope, or like something happened with Penelope. She's like, oh no, she's fine. He's like, great. How are you? And like, she's like, oh, me? No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't really, he's like, I care about Penelope, but I don't care. Like, I care about you, which is why I was like, why are you letting Penelope run the show here?
Penelope was the orchestrator and the whole mastermind of this entire book.
Yes.
She is the thread that keeps the story going.
Yes, for
Without
sure.
her, there wouldn't have been as much. They would have just fucked and ended up together with no problems.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely.
Because he was obsessed with her without Penelope being in the picture.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, he makes, okay. Did they ever explain the troll nickname?
Yeah, it's like a thing. Like in Sweden.
Swedish?
It was like in Norway.
But they like hint at it, but they never explicitly say what the nickname means.
Wait, yes he does. He like says it's like a term of endearment. Like in if I look up troll in my Kindle, it's gonna be like every 3 pages.
He calls her a troll a lot.
That's why like when Ali gives like a name for something, she like digs it
Lots
into
of people
the
do
ground,
that.
which really bothers me.
Yeah, I don't like an overused nickname. Like Greg and I have nicknames for each other, but it's like only on special occasions. That sounded weird. It's not that weird. It's like when we're being sweet.
He goes, oh, I guess they really don't. He said, my good luck trolls stamp has already faded by the time I was competing. She goes, what's a good luck troll? And he goes, the little creatures who watch over us and bring good fortune.
Yeah, he never.
And she goes, oh my God, is that why you've been calling me troll? I think it's gotta have something to do with Sweden. We Americans don't look at trolls as good luck and bring us fortune.
No.
That's a Swedish thing, okay?
He calls her very quickly too, so there has to be bigger meaning. I don't know. I wanted to know. That was the one. I was like, explain.
I also was not a fan of it. I was not a fan of the troll.
No, it was a weird one.
I didn't like it.
It was unique.
But do you want to know what
It was unique.
This is an unpopular opinion, but I love it when people say baby in books.
Oh my God, yes.
That's an unpopular opinion.
Why?
I found. People would prefer like other nicknames, and I'm like, I don't like babe. Not in books. But I love it when a male main character calls the female main character baby.
Especially like for the first time, you're like, oh, he means it.
It's
like,
yes. So with the fact that he was calling, he said baby to her so many times in this book, I was like, especially early on too.
I know, I was down bad for that as well.
Like when they said it the first time that they were like fooling around and he was telling her to be quiet and called her baby, I was like,
oh yeah,
Lucas.
When I tell you, I was like, oh, he likes her.
Oh, he's got a thing for her.
Yeah, it's like, to me, it's such an endearment.
It's just, I feel like it's soft. It's
It
like a
is.
soft, it's like when you call someone baby, I feel like there's like love behind it.
Yeah, I do too.
So I love the endearment. And that's why, like, when people are like, it's fine, I'm like, that is my, like, probably my number one. My number one. And he calls her sweetheart, too.
He does.
Like,
yeah, really quickly, too. He does not hide how he feels, but he doesn't verbalize it because he knows it would be too much for her and he doesn't want to overwhelm her.
He's very, very understanding of, like, she's not ready, so I'm going to take this. That's why when he's, like, practically begging her to let him say, I love you.
Oh, my God.
And then because she's not ready, he says it in a different language.
And she's like, I know what it is because I've been learning the language. Oh, my God.
And then at the end, when, like, Penelope's, like, when he's saying that he's in love with her, and Penelope's like, really? Because it looks like she is just getting aware of that now. And he's like, well, she wasn't ready to hear it yet.
I know.
Like, sorry to our listeners, that was me.
Oh, God. I love him so much. Like,
I love him so much. And there were moments where he really upset me.
Tell me when.
I didn't like that. I still am on, like, I didn't like the fact that he did not say anything to Penelope.
No, I wanted him.
I'm like, come on.
I wanted at least one of the times that she called in crisis for him to be like, I'm sorry, I cannot be this person for you anymore.
And I know that he wasn't because he's a good person, but I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, the person who's with you right now, like, if you're going to tell her that she's important to you, then make sure that she knows that.
Yeah.
Because, like, even, I thought it was really sweet, but, like, when Penelope was like, hey, or she didn't even ask Lucas if she could talk to her alone. She basically was like, Lucas, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And she's like, alone. And I'm just like, and he still shows up to her apartment afterwards.
Yeah.
But I still was like, dude,
I know.
stand your ground. Do not let Scarlett walk out that door.
Well, and then she refuses to, like, stay anywhere but his house.
And I'm like, Lucas, this is a moment. This is a moment where you say, I really think, like, I am your friend, but Scarlett's offering you her place, and I think it would be better if you just went and stayed there. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. And she's trying to make a move on him, and then she's like, well, he wouldn't even go near my room. I slept in his bed, and he slept on the couch. I'm like, yeah. He's making it very clear he's not interested.
Yeah.
She's a very toxically selfish friend.
I think that she's a character who was very used to getting everything that she wanted.
Yeah. And she wasn't going to get her way. And so I'm not opposed to them being friends at the end. I just didn't like how easy that was resolved.
See, I didn't super mind it because I think it's important when someone does something wrong and they acknowledge it, like, almost immediately. And, like, she took responsibility for her actions. She did. And, like, do I wish that Scarlett was kind of like, I need a little bit of space from you because you really hurt me?
Yes.
That would be, I kind of was like,
I wanted that.
Scarlett, like, because I do think that Scarlett just, like, let things go a little too much. And I'm like, baby girl.
Protect yourself.
That
was my thing. I didn't want her to, like, never be friends with her again. But how easy she was like, you flew here. We're good. Yeah. And I was like, oh no, like, you need to, like, take a little more time with this. Because she literally wouldn't let you get your first gold medal. Like, what?
That's why I'm like, she's just somebody who's so used to getting everything she wants, because she even was like, so you took my boyfriend and you took my medal. And Scarlett was like,
I won both.
Neither of those things belong to you. And also, Lucas is a person. He's not a thing. He's not something you can own. Like, he doesn't belong to you.
No.
So, yeah, she's just like, she was very selfish.
I just wanted her to be like, hey, you know what? Appreciate it. You're forgiven. We're good. But I'm going to still need a few, like, a beat from you because that was a lot. Like, there was, like, 10 days in between. Great, you apologized. But, like, you took away something from her. It was potentially a once-in-a-lifetime moment.
After knowing everything that she went through with her block and everything, like, from where she started to, like, getting a medal, and you decided to take that away from her because you were too caught up in your own shit.
Yeah.
And then, like, 10 days later, I'm so sorry. thank you for apologizing. I still need a little bit of space.
Yeah. I would have been happier with that ending. And then in the epilogue, her being their friend still.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't need to see the full resolution, but I do need to see Scarlett learn, hey, I need to set a boundary that like our friendship will be okay eventually, but like I need 5.
Yeah, I would have appreciated.
Yeah, I think that was what bothered me. I was
Yeah.
like, you were too easy on, like, I don't need you to be hard on her, like, but you do need to take styling for yourself if somebody hurts you that deeply.
Especially, like, I think it's important because, like, Scarlett, you don't have experience with friends.
Yeah, I know.
You do unfortunately have experience with people
abuse.
abusing you and
Mhm.
walking all over you and treating you terribly. So it's like, I know that you want to forgive her really, really quickly because she's the first real friend you've ever had, but
Mhm.
also, like, remember to protect yourself a little bit more.
Yep.
And I know it all works out in the end. You know, at the epilogue, like, Penelope has a fiance and
Yeah.
she refers to, like, Lucas as, like, her best friend's fiance.
Yeah.
Like
Which is great.
removed from her,
Yeah.
like, immediately. And she's like, I would jump in front of a bus for you. And she's like, just kidding. But I would do it for Scarlett. Like, I do
Yeah,
like that aspect of
I did
things.
too.
But, like, yeah, I didn't like Penelope for a lot of this book.
No, I mean, she was a necessary evil for the storyline. But
She drove it forward.
well, and I did appreciate when Scarlett bumps into her ex-boyfriend. By the way, I don't know if you've been to St. Louis, Allie, or if you're from St. Louis. But thanks for including Schnucks and Washington University. I was like, girl. I mean, maybe you've been to Missouri before, but like, and Washington University is very famous. But like, including Schnucks, I was like, you shout out the only grocery store you can only go to Schnucks, and like it's like the Missouri only grocery store, I believe. Oh, maybe not, but like even so, I was like, I see you.
You know us.
I see you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, love St. Louis, but I did like when she bumped into her ex-boyfriend, and she was like, why the fuck did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
You knew what I had that day.
Mm-hmm.
And you called me and broke up with me that day.
And then for her to call, he says that he knew about her injury, and she's like, you didn't want to reach
Check
out? Like, I was really proud of her. In that
I
moment.
was. So,
I was
like,
good
maybe
for you,
she did
girl.
learn, but,
Good for
like,
you.
would have liked for her to just stick it to Penelope for 5 more seconds.
Just a little bit.
She kind of ruined your life for the whole book.
Yeah.
Well, being your friend still. I don't know. It's complicated, I guess.
As female friendships are.
They are.
As female friendships are. Especially when you are now having sex with your new friend's ex-boyfriend. Even though she
Yeah.
pushed you together. But
It started off very complicated. Also, let's have a moment for how, like, they did threesomes with people that she picked, and the only person he
Was
picked
her.
was her.
wait. I loved in the elevator when the guy was like, so, and it was like, no.
Nope, not
He's
happening.
like, anything I can do say to convince you, and he goes, nothing. And I'm just like that's also a
loved it.
testament to like the way that he feels very differently about his relationship with
Uh-huh.
Scarlett.
Yeah.
And like I think he says even at one point, oh, this is when she's trying to push him away, like trying.
Yeah.
And he's like, am I supposed to just pretend that you're not the person that I feel the closest to in the entire world?
Oh my god, I know.
And I'm just like, you people out on the internet who are like, they had no chemistry. We did not read the same book.
I don't understand that.
Like, they connected so much.
Yeah, they did.
Over so much. So many positive. And also, it's not just about that. Like, she even specifically says that, like, their silences
Yeah.
were something so comfortable that they could sit in.
Yes.
And it didn't feel awkward, didn't feel stilted. She was just like, she just felt like she was sitting with the person that she was supposed to be sitting with.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's what it's supposed to be like.
I know. And then like,
We loved this book.
I know. Like when he like uses the Swedish term for like a comfortable space, and she like looks it up later, and she's like, "Oh fuck, like that's amazing." Like, and the brother is like, Jan. He's like, "Yo, like come along, come hiking with us." She's like, "Can I intrude?" He's like, "No, like he wants you to intrude." Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, he sees how I look at you, and I was just like, "Come on, girl, everyone sees it."
Mm.
Oh man, it's so
Yeah.
good.
I really liked even the moment after the hiking where, because I mean, did I like that he ghosted her?
No, and
Not cool.
his like reasoning made sense, I guess, once they kind of explain it. But like,
But it was a part of his, so the way that we were talking about like Scarlett's personality, a very integral part of Lucas's personality, is feeling like he also doesn't deserve the things that he gets.
Yes.
Or that he has to work harder for it.
Yeah.
Or that when he does have something that he enjoys, he has to deny himself it.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way that it will actually make it worth it or make it feel good. And on top of it, he's somebody who, obviously based off of their preferences, he thrives off of control.
Yes.
And they get intimate, and even though it's exactly the way that they wanted it, he felt out of control.
Because
so, like,
he was so into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like I didn't love that he ghosted her, but at the same time, it's like he didn't ghost her because he didn't care. He ghosted her because it literally went against everything that he felt with her, went against every single thing that he felt as like a human being.
Yeah. It
And
made
how
him,
he like acted.
yeah, it made him super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the point where he was like, oh my God, like I have like the feelings I'm gonna have for this girl are so huge.
And I gotta say, the apology that he gave was top notch.
It was.
He's like, doing that to you was one of the worst things I've ever done. He's like, I owed it to you to care for you and respect you, and I didn't do that. And he's like, and you don't have to forgive me, but I'm so sorry. And I'm like, this is how you apologize.
It's a really good apology.
It was such a good apology.
I also like that she called him out on it.
Yes.
She was like, so what, were you fucking and ghosting now? Like, what the hell is this about? Like, it was really good.
Yeah, because she also, like, when she got out of the way that he just, like, knows that she was really uncomfortable and pulled her out of the jacuzzi.
Oh, yeah.
And like, she's trying to walk away, and he's like, where are you going? And she's like, like, she goes, this is baby's first ghosting. Like, taking my cues from you, buddy.
I know, that was really good.
Yeah.
It was a really good comeback.
Yeah.
She was funny.
She was great.
Yeah. I also liked the part where they exchange lists. And she won't look at his because she's too freaked out. But he, like, when he sees her, he, like, mauls her. And then she gets home and reads the fact that they've checked all the same boxes. And she's like, oh, I get that kiss now. And then she's like, ooh, I get that kiss now.
Yes.
I
And
love
it's
that.
Like, it's even more satisfying, like, that reaction, knowing that she hasn't been pining for him the entire time. Like, I really liked that. I like that, like, he wasn't someone that she didn't even notice him.
No, she didn't notice anybody.
He noticed her. He was like, we met at, like, orientation. You were my class. And she's like, really? And he's like, yeah. Like, I've seen you, like,
I
many
know
times.
who you are.
I know who you are.
Okay.
So, like, I think it was really satisfying when she, like, started to get excited about it, because, like, she hadn't been sitting there, like, even, like, thinking about this person.
No. It wasn't like, oh, he's the hottest guy in school, and I've, like, never thought I would have. Just, like, no, like, I knew of him because he was an Olympian. I didn't think he knew who I was. Don't remember meeting him. Like, literally, that's all she knows about him. All his friends have asked her out, and she's just, like, low-key dismissed them without them, or even realizing. She goes, what? People were asking me out? And he's like, yeah, like, all my friends have asked you out.
Oh my
God.
God.
Rejected all of them.
I don't know, what's his...
Kyle?
Josh? Who's the lab partner who's working with them?
Zach.
Zach. He's, like, asking her all these questions, and, like, even for, like, winter break, he's like, you have my number, right? And she's like, yeah, I do. And it's just, like, he's so obviously trying, like, so hard. And Lucas is like, he's trying to find out if you're single, and she's like, I know. And
he's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
Oh my God. Well, and, like, I do love the science aspect of it, because, like, it's Ali. How could she leave science out? But how she's, like, smarter than him.
And he finds it so attractive.
And he's so turned off by that.
He's so into it.
He's like, be the smarter than me, be cooler than me. Like, I want that. Like, I want a cool, amazing woman beside me. I love that. I like that.
When they're on the balcony.
I love a confident king.
Yeah, like when they're on the balcony and she's talking to him about, like, what do you want to do with your future if it's not swimming?
Yeah.
He's, like, listing all these things, and he's like, and I want to spend time with the love of my life who's smarter than me. And I'm like,
he's talking about me.
And she's crying, and he's like, why are you crying? She's like, I don't know. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, sure, you don't know.
I think we both know, but it's fine. You're not ready yet. I'll wait.
He's so in love with her. Well, I think that's the whole thing. I think, like, after that first time that they have sex and he goes to her, I think he's already like, oh, I'm falling for her.
Yeah, because he likes her as a person.
Yeah.
And then there's this person who intimately checks off every single box that he wants.
Yeah.
So it's like kismet.
It is. Well,
you know?
He remembers everything she says. Like, she just says, like, oh, something about inward diving, and then moves on with her life. And then suddenly he knows all about inward diving. As you mentioned it, I looked it up. And the craziest part is he was dating an Olympic level diver before her and never looked up anything about diving or cared about it or really watched it. But the minute he was with her, he was like, he watched everyone. He was constantly texting her when she was competing. Although, okay, my one qualm, there was a certain point where they would go like 10 days without speaking.
Yeah, I will say I
found
like
that weird. There was, at the beginning, get it. We're easing into it. But like, as the book progressed and their relationship clearly progressed, they weren't even texting.
Yeah, I definitely, that was kind of like, I think I like didn't get a chance to mention it before because we just like jump around so quickly.
Yeah.
But like, in addition to the ghosting, I didn't love that they like didn't speak to each other
for like chunks of time.
Well, then someone in a comment section who like someone mentioned this and someone in the comment section was like, in college, you do have sex with a person, even if you're like really into them. And then sometimes you don't talk to them for 10 days and then you get back together and boop, you're having sex again. And I'm like, I maybe, but like, I think when you're like really, really, really into a person like that, like you don't go 10 days without talking to somebody.
No, I understood at the beginning when they first started hooking up and like, oh, we like the ghosting was, he did it and then boom. But then they started picking it back up and okay, yeah, he went away for a thing. We didn't talk while he was away. But then as it got farther in and they were like hooking up more and stuff like that, like they were both so scared to talk to each other.
I know.
Like over the holidays or whatever, like she sent him photos of like St. Louis and he was sending her photos of Sweden, but like they would barely talk still.
And like they would even like she would even notice that like she would go to text him and like 3 little dots would pop up and then he wouldn't send anything. But like in that aspect of things, I think they were both in really new territory. He was in a relationship with someone who really the only reason he was in a relationship with them was because
comfort.
It was comfort.
Yeah.
She made sense. They were friends and she was what he needed at a time when he was young and it was comfortable for them.
Yeah.
And I don't think he really cared to like think about anything else.
Yeah.
And then like she hasn't been in a relationship for like probably I think it was a year and a half after her ex. So it's like the two of them are like in this weird position now where they're like, oh, well, like I like you. Like this isn't just like fun. Like I actually have feelings for you. So that aspect of things, like over the holidays, we're like, do I text the person that I like pictures of my hometown?
But then after that, they weren't texting.
After that, like I don't talk to you for 10 days and we're both cool with it. I'm just like, I don't care how busy we both are. Like we could text.
Like, okay, I understood the holiday time. I agree with you. I think they were still testing the water at that point. But then after that, when they're clearly dating each other and they're not talking for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, and something I didn't like.
I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
I also didn't like when Penelope knew that he was like somewhere else.
Before she did.
And Scarlett was even like, I don't really like that she knows where he is before like I know where he is.
Scarlett was talking, or Penelope was talking to him more than she was.
Yeah. Which we know that like Penelope's probably texting him.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever. But like
he's sitting there staring at his text messages with Scarlett and being like, I want to talk to her.
Like,
but then Penelope's texting me, he's responding to her.
Yes.
Like, I get that. But I did find that to be a weird story part. Like, they mentioned it. It wasn't like, oh, like, we've been talking, but, like, haven't seen him in 10 days. It was like, we haven't talked in 10 days.
I have not seen or spoken to him in 10 days. I would be like, I'm sorry, if I really liked a guy, I would be losing my mind.
I couldn't survive.
Like, are you kidding me?
I wouldn't survive it.
But maybe that's the point.
Maybe they get each other and they're like,
they just get each other.
When we're apart, baby.
Not me.
Couldn't be me.
I am not that nonchalant. Sorry.
I mean, I'm married and like Greg and I will be apart for like chunks of time and we won't talk every single day. But if we went more than 36 hours without talking, I'd be like, are we over?
And I can't go 24 hours without talking to Julian.
No.
And not like a full-blown conversation, but like there will be a hello, goodbye, I love you, good night, good morning.
Greg and I have skipped days before while we're apart.
Oh, see, I don't think I've ever not talked to Julian in
Our
a day.
schedules are so crazy sometimes when we're apart, but like, but also like there have been times where I'm like, oh, I'm just like at a wedding or da da da, I'm at this and da da da. And then maybe I'll shoot him a text, maybe he'll respond,
Not me.
but then we'll have a phone call the next day for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know,
Julian and I won't have like full conversations, but like I don't like if we're apart, we definitely text each other good night and good morning.
Greg and I
sure,
don't.
for sure.
We
I want to. I'm like, I find it like if I start my day without like hearing from him, I don't know, I feel weird. I'm like, no. I'm like, honey, where are you?
you know, we're
Probably
like,
text me though.
we have but I guess, so Greg and I are more similar to this book. Like, we have a very, like, weird understanding. We've never said it explicitly or out
Yeah.
loud, but we can go a day or two without talking to each other when we're apart.
Yeah, no, not me. Not me.
And then we'll have
Sometimes
a
like
dramatic 2 hours. We won't have a 2 hour phone call. But then, like, he'll call me and we'll, like, set aside 30 minutes. I'm like, okay,
yeah, no, like
how's the
if-
trip going? Cool.
If Julian is like, if I text Julian and he's not working, because when he's working, he cannot text me back. But if I like text him and he doesn't answer me for like 6 hours, I'm like, hello, what you doing?
Well, I did marry somebody who's notorious for not responding to people's text messages to the
Oh.
point where I'm in group chats with him so that somebody will respond.
So, really quick story. Julian needed something from Greg, so instead of just texting Greg directly, he
Group
put
chat.
Greg and Emily in a group
Yep.
chat to ask for Greg's information.
Yep.
Because he was like, Emily will answer me, Greg will not.
Greg doesn't respond to anybody's text messages. It's not just
It's not personal.
it's not personal at all. He just
Yeah.
he doesn't even open it. There's a giant red dot on his messages and it gives me anxiety.
Julian has like, oh, his messages sometimes are like in the hundreds, and I'm like, oh, hello, sir.
Literally, I saw
Why are
somebody's
you
phone
not
today
just
and it
looking
had
at
like
people's texts?
506 unread messages, and I
Oh my
go,
God.
"What are you not opening?
Some of those have to be from like 3 years ago.
Like what? Yeah, like I don't know that my email. I think it says 2000 right now. I don't know. Email I can let slide, which is probably not good sometimes, but like text messages,
No.
I could never. It give me anxiety.
Drive me up a wall.
But anyways, so them not talking was a story point I did not appreciate.
Yeah, no, I didn't love that either, but
I did think it was kind of funny at the end though when they do like finally like tell each other they love each other. He's like, we've been together for like 8 months. You do realize that?
yeah, he's like title or not, like we've been together.
We've been together for like
And-
almost a year.
And also like he's like, I knew exactly where you were. I check your location.
You shared it with me once. I check it.
And he's like, I just need to know where you are throughout the day.
It makes me feel safe.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh my god,
and it's like also like the quickness. He no grudge at all.
yeah.
When she was like, I need you to give me space and time.
Mm-hmm.
And like when he was like, you've known since the beginning, right? Like palm of your hand.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah.
Which did she?
I don't think she did, not from the beginning. I think that
When she said yes, I was like, did you though?
I don't think so. I think that was bullshit.
That was such bullshit.
Not from the beginning.
No way. You did
Not
not
from the
know.
beginning. No, not from the beginning. Maybe like early on, now that she like, maybe like after like looking at their entire relationship, she probably was like, oh, he's been in this.
Yeah, maybe like in hindsight, she can say yeah. From
That's
the
what I
beginning.
think. Like I think she was like responding in hindsight, where he was like, you've known since the get, right? And she's just like, yeah. And I'm like, girl, no, you did not.
No,
You did not.
bitch. Now you look back and you're like, yeah, you did from the beginning, but you did not know. At that beginning, you were so unsure about how he felt about you.
And you kept thinking that he like was so like, oh, it was because he was trying to get over Penelope, and like, should you not mention where Penelope is? And he's like, I know exactly where she is. I don't care. Hello, I'm
She
staring.
would push
I'm
him towards
looking at
Penelope
you.
sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she was like, I don't think I think he needs to be with Penelope. I think he likes Penelope, and I'm just a consolation. Like, she
Yeah.
did not know. When she
No.
said yes, I was like, girl, no, you gotta go. Now I do. That would have been a better response.
Yeah, that would have been a better response.
Like, he'd been like, you know, you've been like, blah, blah, blah. And she would have been like, well, now I do. And
Yeah.
I'd been like, great.
And
Admit that you didn't know.
just tell the truth.
And be like, hindsight's 20/20, but now I do.
Yeah, didn't know it then. Definitely know it now.
I did like that in the ending, the epilogue is that they're engaged in a med school and like that they barely see each other.
In the
and
same
they're, like,
hospital together.
yeah, it's really cute.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I thought that like one of the cutest parts was when she was like, I hate bones. And he's like, I hate bones too. And she's like, why do you hate bones? Shouldn't you hate brains? And he's like, no, bones are what take you away from me. Brains are what keep me busy while you're away. And I'm like, stop.
So stinking cute.
Stop, you disgusting man that I love.
I know. I love him.
I really love him.
Even like when he wins medals, he's just like, I won.
Yeah. And it's so funny because when he's like, no, I'm not gonna defer. Like I am just gonna go to med school.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you're gonna swim? Like you're not gonna keep swimming? And she's like, no. And she's like, well, what about like the end goal? And he's like, and what is the end goal?
Yeah.
And she's like, the glory. And he's like, I don't give a shit about the glory.
I've already won a bunch of medals. I don't need to win more of them.
Yeah, he's like, I want to do normal things with my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I remember like she really thought that he was gonna defer because that's what Penn told her.
I know. And
it was very clear, like, as the book went on, especially even to, like, Scarlett, she was like, every time, like, Penelope would say something about Lucas, Scarlett was like, that's not how he is, like, at all.
she would call him cold and, like, things like that. And she was like, no, he, like, holds me at night. But Scarlett had a very different relationship with him. Like, they didn't even share a bed.
I know. And I think that that's, like, a real testament to, like, how much, even though he was fine with their, like, he was willing to settle for their, like, relationship as it was. Not even just, like, the actual relationship, but also, like, he was very much missing something sexually from their sex life, and he was willing to settle for that. And the fact that, like, being with Scarlett made him realize that he was, like, oh, no, like, this is everything that I could have possibly wanted.
Yeah.
Like, I have it. Like, it's here. And I think it, like, really, like, put it into perspective, like, his and Penelope's relationship.
Yes.
And, like, why Penelope felt that way. It's like, well, yeah, he didn't feel he could 100% be himself with you.
No.
And he's now with a person that he says, like, I feel like my best person with you.
Yep.
So, like,
well, and they have the sex part, but then they have what they also connect on is, like, their love for, like, science and their, like, traumatic childhoods.
yes. And
could you imagine coming out of a swim meet and finding your mom died?
Can you imagine, like, doing the most important meet of your entire life and the man who abused you
Calls you
as a child calls you to tell you that he's proud of you and he wants to come see you?
Yeah.
Like, the way that those two things fuck with your head and then
Yeah.
you don't stop fucking with your head. Yeah, like trauma bonding for sure.
Yeah, they have these, like, incredibly big things that, like, in a way that he was never going to connect with Penelope like that.
And something that actually really pissed me off was when Scarlett brought up that point to Penelope and was like, do you think that you guys worked well because you were what each other needed at a very specific time in your life?
Oh yeah, no, she made a very valid point.
And Penelope was like, well, I think that, like, falling in love through, like bonding through, like, trauma, or, like, love through trauma is, like, better or more honest than, like, falling in love because you have the same kinks. And I was like, and then she immediately was like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, that's not what I meant. And I'm like, number one, yes, it is.
Yeah, totally what you meant.
I'm sorry. When she said that that's not what she meant, like, I was like, that's the second time that you've said and done something wildly inappropriate to Scarlett. Like, but it's cool. And, like, that just proves even more so that you do not belong with this person because you look at this thing that is important to him as, like, not important to you, or not something that can connect, like, two people enough to have it be a thing that makes you fall in love. Yeah. And I'm like, so you just don't see this person. Well,
and the truth of the matter is, like, sexual preferences in the bedroom matter a lot.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm sorry, but that matters a lot.
Intimacy is so important to a relationship.
Like,
sexual intimacy is so important to a relationship.
I'm not saying you have to be 1000% on the same page, but you need to have some kind of, like, similarities and, like, general.
Yes.
For that to
or you have to
work.
be, like, open-minded enough to, like, really try. And I'm sure that they tried, but like not enough.
Well, no, and she clearly was like, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But then you're trying to pursue the person who you know needs that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Boo, tomato.
I did find it, I was shocked at the beginning of this book, to be honest, when Penelope does start pushing them together and like she's cool with it and she's being all like chill or whatever. And I was like, I thought they were gonna date in secret. I didn't see that coming. Like, I thought it was gonna be complete. And so like I was appreciative to Ali for taking a storyline that would normally be secret dating and making it that she knew they were dating the whole time, but like made it more complex.
Yeah,
I did appreciate that. She could have been a lot more.
It was a good little twist.
It was, because she could have been a lot more basic about that.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
People have done the whole I'm dating my friend's ex and we're doing it behind their back.
Yeah, but I really liked Allie's approach to that in this book. And honestly, I gotta say, I went back and because Olive and Adam were in this book, I love a good cameo.
Yeah, that was fun.
Because like they started it all.
They did.
They're in a lot of books.
Yeah, they're in a few of them.
They're in Love Theoretically. I don't think they're in
I don't think they're in Love. Maybe.
But they are in Love Theoretically.
Yes, they are.
And I went back and I read a little bit of the Love Hypothesis. And man, oh man, the miles that she has come with her writing are insane. Is she still extremely quirky? Yeah. She's always going to be, it's who she is. She's very quirky and she's going to write the same like dynamic all the time and I'm going to eat it up every time. But like I was reading a little bit of the Love Hypothesis and I was like, your writing has definitely improved. Your storytelling, your writing, like it's just like the dynamics between your characters. Even Love on the Brain, I was reading a little bit of it and I was like, you've grown a lot as a writer. So it's really nice to like see that because Ali Hazelwood is one of my favorite romance writers. I love her.
I've yet to dislike one of her books.
Yeah, I even love her Check and Mate book, her YA chess book. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I haven't read. That's the only one I haven't read yet.
I even her like short audiobook that she put out at Christmas time.
Oh yeah,
I loved that.
Yeah.
I wish this was a book, which it is coming out as a book.
I did read that.
Two Can Play?
Yes, that was very good.
Yeah, it's coming out as like an actual book, and I remember thinking to myself, I wish I could read this.
Okay.
And like I really do love everything that she writes.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of Bride.
It's not my favorite, but it's still good. It was still a good read.
She just announced that the sequel to Bride is coming out this October.
Did she say who it's going to be?
It's the friend who got like saved, like Serena, and I'm pretty sure like the guy.
Okay.
That was like at the end of the book was like holy shit, like Lowe's whatever.
Yes.
I think it's going to be about them too. Ali just pumps out books like it's nobody's business,
and she's yet to be a miss for me.
Yeah.
Because even Bride, which was not my favorite of her books, still loved it.
It was, I still liked Bride, but like when in my ranking, probably second to last. But like,
what's last?
I know it's the one that started it all, but like I don't like the Love Hypothesis is probably my last.
Yeah, it's not the best one.
Yeah, I know I love Adam and Olive, like I love them, but like because I love all of her books, I'm like in the grand scheme of it all, they're probably last.
Yeah.
And then actually probably Bride is last and then the Love Hypothesis.
Okay.
Yeah, I would probably swap those two.
I would have to think about this more. I think I like I don't know where this one lands for me. Because Love Theoretically is one of my favorites.
Yes, you love that one.
Not there we go. I was like not in love.
We loved that book.
Fucking loved that book. I loved Not in
Love. We're the odd ones out on that one.
I know we're the odd
People
ones out
don't
for
like that book, and I'm like,
we're the like podcast where like if you want to hear somebody say what everyone else isn't saying, we got you.
Those people. We got you.
Because we didn't like Quicksilver.
Terrible book.
We did like what else? Well, no, we did like Onyx Storm, but I guess that was kind of people like that one.
We had a little bit more like we had a little bit of a hater, not a hater, but we definitely had some issues.
Oh yeah, it was
whereas like that like Onyx Storm got some praise, and me and you were like,
it's a mixed bag for us.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, we tend to like end up on the opposite end of the spectrum sometimes.
Yeah. Like Not in Love, probably. I would say honestly, Not in Love was like my favorite, and I don't know, Deep End might like.
They're like up there now.
Yeah. It might be Deep End, Not in Love, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Love Theoretically, and then Love on the Brain.
Oh my god.
I love Love on the Brain, but because I went back to it and I was reading it, I'm like, wow, the writing.
Love Theoretically is just
It's just like, I think Love on the Brain, like, she was too quirky for me.
She was a
now
lot.
that I look back, but
the ending was stupid.
The ending was really bad.
We won't say what it is in case you haven't read it.
No, but like there's a difference between like ranking my favorite Ali books and ranking my favorite Ali men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
we've done that with Emily Henry too.
Real up there, baby. Real up there. I love that guy.
Levi low key is like kind of a stalker, but in the best way.
All of them are kind of.
I know.
All of the guys that she writes are in some way kind of like obsessive, like.
In Lucas's defense, though, he's in the same building with her every day.
Yeah, but like when you think about like Adam Carlson, he's like kind of superior to her, and he like she like ran into the bathroom. Like, did you read The Life Hypothesis, right?
Yes.
Okay, she was crying in the bathroom, and he like it happened like 3 or 4 years before, and he's been like obsessed with her ever since. And I'm like, you don't know anything about this girl besides one conversation while she was crying on the bathroom floor.
Yes, that's how the book opens.
I'm in love with her.
He's down bad after
so bad, and I'm just like, I feel like this is intense, but like, rock on, dude. Get after it, brother.
They're all intense. They're all intense. Levi's a low-key stalker. He's like known about her for fucking years. Oh man, what's the guy from Love? What's the Love Theoretically? What's the character's name? The guy's name in that
Jack
one.
Turner Smith.
Yes, he's down bad too.
Yeah, and he's like, I thought you were my brother's girlfriend, and I hated myself because I wanted you so bad. And I'm like, okay. Inside thoughts. But man. Once again, get after it, dude. But probably the least stalker one is
Not in Love.
Not in Love.
Yeah, they meet on the same night. They both become obsessed with each other.
Yeah.
But they can't be together because they're dealing with that merger.
Yeah, but like as far as history goes, they don't know each other.
They don't know shit about each other.
Meet one night and suddenly they're like, I'm really interested in this person.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
And like that's probably the least stalkery of all.
That is hands down. This one is second to least because they like literally on the same swim team.
Yeah.
Like you can't not know the person.
Oh, you remember Check and Mate? But Check and Mate was really cute because like he didn't know who the hell she was either.
Okay, cool.
So he's a chess prodigy, and she also was like really, really, really good at chess, and she used to play it, and she doesn't anymore, and there's a whole history behind it. And she beats him at a chess tournament, and he's like, "Who are you?" And she like thinks that she's like mesmerized by her, and then the story progresses. So like that's probably, but even like the two can play, like they know each other. He like saw her at like an interview like 3 years ago, and like ever since he was like, I've thought about you every day. And I'm like, woo,
Ali.
Okay.
Ali writes what we as women all want the man that we fall in love with to say to us.
Mm-hmm.
I've been obsessed with you. But in a not creepy way. Yes. She does this. We all wished for this. My husband actually was one of these guys. And I was like, that was my dream.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've known about you for a year and been watching you from... That's my husband. And I was like, thank you for my dream.
Thank you for making my fantasy a reality.
You thought I was pretty the first day you met me, and I was in sweatpants with no makeup.
Chilling with no makeup on, that's the prettiest. I hope that y'all take it wrong. Sorry, I shouldn't even be quoting Drake because I fear he's no longer with us.
Kendrick, what up, baby?
He's in hiding, actually. Well, actually, funny enough, so it's not the same thing. Yeah. But like with Julian, because we met on Tinder.
Yeah.
He saw my picture, so he was about to sit down and like meditate.
Yeah.
Oh no! This is how it happened. He was like swiping, but he was in the middle of doing stuff, and he saw my photo, and he was like, "Wow." But then something happened where he had to like put his phone down.
Yeah.
So he went to pick it back up so that he could like swipe on me, and I was gone. And he was like, no, like, where'd you go? And then, like, he said, because my fiance, he meditates, and he teaches meditation. And he told me that he sat down and he literally meditated on me. On my face. On the picture he saw. In the profile that he saw. And then he picked up his phone and there I was on Tinder. I was back on his page. And he was like, I literally manifested you back into my life. And I was like, that's one of the most romantic things that someone's ever said to me. Like, what? That's actually wild.
That's amazing.
I'm like, I saw you one time and I was like, oh yeah, he's cute. I'll give him a shot.
Literally, I met Greg and I was like, looked at my friends. I was like, you know him? He's gay. Gay, straight. It's the dance world. Gotta ask. You never know.
The only 2 criteria. Do you know? Is he gay?
It's gay. It's the dance world. You have to ask. Sometimes the gay men seem straight. The straight men seem gay. You never know.
You never know. It's a mixed bag, you know?
It is. There have been so many men in the dance world where I'm like, gay. And they like show up with their wife and I'm like, straight. And then there are other men where I'm like,
maybe
straight.
bi.
And then they're like, well, I was fucking this dude. And you're like, gay.
Oh.
They're gay. They're really
gay.
I mean, I'm sure there are Vikings too in the dance world. I've just only met gay and straight ones. So you gotta ask. But both my friends were like, I don't know. And I was like,
Took a shot.
No, we waited a year.
That's right, you waited a year.
We didn't see each other again for a year.
Yeah, and then he
Well,
shot
we
his
did
shot.
from distances. But that's what I mean. Like, that's what Ali writes about, though.
Mhm.
She writes about that, like, guy who spots you and then goes...
She writes about every fantasy that every girl has ever had.
That
Like,
you
when
walk
you're,
into
like,
a room and a guy notices you and obsesses over you for
like,
3 years.
yeah, like, you're single and you're, like, thinking about, like, what it would be like to, like, walk into a room and this guy sees you for the first time. And then you never see each other again. And then 2 years later, you see each other. And you barely notice him. But he remembers everything about you. He remembers what you were wearing that night. He thought about your everyday sense. He's checked up on you. But not in a creepy way.
But not creepy because you like him back.
Exactly. It's not stalking if you're also into it.
Exactly. We have friends here, too, in town that's how they met. Was he kind of like, was like, who's that girl? And then he, like, followed her around.
Who's this?
Jesse and Amy.
Oh my god, wait, really?
Yeah.
That's how they met?
Yeah.
That makes sense because Jesse, love you, but Amy's too cool for you. Amy's too cool for all of us.
There's no way they're listening
real.
to this podcast right now. So
I don't care. I still have to like say I'm sorry for calling my friend like who's definitely cool, but like your wife is way
Your
cooler.
wife's super cool.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, he was like super obsessed with her
Oh, I
from
love
day
it.
one. And she was like, I don't know about this guy.
And now look at him.
Look at them go. They have a kid.
Happy little family.
So cute. No, but that's how all good relationships start, and Ali knows this.
Exactly.
We all had men.
They all start with delusion.
With a delusional man following a woman that he's decided he's obsessed with.
Yeah.
But we have to find them not creepy for it to continue.
Mm-hmm. And I don't find any of the men she writes about creepy. I find them
No.
endearing and lovely.
She writes them as beautiful men.
Also, I saw the official like artwork for this book. So Afterlight, it's a book box thing.
Uh-huh.
Ali Hazelwood has like an entire like all of her books have like a series with them, and they have like character art on them.
Yeah.
And in my mind, like Lucas was like dirty blonde. Was he not?
I know they say he's brunette in the book.
I don't remember the word brunette at all.
And he's got dark hair, right?
And like I'm also like I thought he was super hot, even like a dirty blonde, which I'm not into blonde. But then I saw the character art and I was like, that's a brunette. Now I'm even more into
No,
this man.
He's a brunette Swedish boy, which is rare. So like,
Yeah,
branching out.
I
there.
think that the only like light-haired guy that she's ever written was Jack Turner Smith.
love theoretically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had light hair.
I don't discriminate against blondes. I've dated some.
I've never dated a blonde in my life. The only light-haired
Sorry to
person
blonde men.
I'm
so
interested
sorry.
in is fan fiction Draco Malfoy. That's it. Other than that, see yourself out. I mean, my fiance is dark haired.
He's Lebanese.
He is a Lebanese Syrian man. I am not into those blonde boys. All right.
Love it. I have nothing else to
I
add.
think we really covered everything
We
we
covered
wanted
this
to chat
book.
about.
We did. This book was covered.
Let's do our ratings.
Okay. We're gonna do romance.
5.
He makes it a 5.
Uh-huh.
She makes it a 3.5.
Yeah, I might have to change my rating on Goodreads, actually.
Oh, I'm impressed.
I gave it a 4.
I did too.
I'm going to bump it to a 5.
Oh my god, look at you.
I just have like a time of my life with this book.
I honestly enjoyed every second of it.
Because you started reading it for the podcast, so I reread it.
Oh, so you've read it twice.
I've read it twice already, and I'm like, I could reread this a third time. That's how much I love this book.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah, I actually wanted to reread parts of it, and I never say that out loud.
I know you never say that. Wow.
I know.
Ali, you've done it.
I loved it.
You've done it.
Sexy rating.
5.
Yeah, it's not real BDSM.
No, we
forgot
can
to talk
address
about
that.
We should talk about that. It's not.
It's not. It's more like subtle kink exploration and communication about it.
Yeah, which I appreciate. Like, let's talk about our kinks, but like, it's rough. He's in control. It wasn't the most extreme form of that.
No, I think that.
I mean, maybe we're dumb because we read these books.
I guess I
It's
just
still
like
not
know
that.
what BDSM, and again, like I actually could be wrong. Like I don't know if Ali ever said like BDSM. I think we all just assumed it because she mentioned the word kinks.
She says kinks a lot, but then they have a list of kinks, and they're very like, there were things that they weren't,
Which
going
we
to
didn't
do.
see.
You never hear what their list is.
No, so he like tortures her by like not stopping
Yes.
like things
Yes.
and like
Doing it over and over and over.
like okay, like I get that, but like in terms of like anything else, like and also like making her do whatever he wants, which is what she wants, but like
and like bruises. She got bruises during.
yes, he's very rough with her,
Yeah.
which she wants.
Yeah.
But like I think a lot of people also were like, this is not BDSM, and I'm like, no, it's definitely not.
Well, because they like joke about how they don't want to do like a gagging.
Mhm.
They don't want to do that.
Mhm.
Like there's no whips. There's no like handcuffs.
Mm-hmm.
He like holds her hands in place, but like that's about it.
I think she just
There's no props.
no. I think that she just really likes rough sex, and he really likes to be in control.
Yes. Yeah.
She's obviously she like is without a doubt like submissive. Like
Yes.
she's definitely a submissive person.
Yeah.
But like it's not the kind of thing where it's he's very dominant. So like
I guess that. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe there's a spectrum of
I think
BDSM.
there's probably a spectrum. Not something that we can really speak on. I don't really know much about this. Besides,
Dude, I'm really sorry.
no.
I wish I could like be like, I'm the expert.
Yeah. Our expert is Google.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't want to Google it because I don't want the images.
No. Do you know what's crazy? Somebody picked up this book and was like, they hated it because they go, I didn't know that it was going to be like this sexual. And I'm like, did you like listen to her at all when she like marketed this book?
I didn't know it was going to be this sexual either, to be honest.
What?
I didn't listen to her market it, to be honest. But I started reading it. I was like, okay, we're talking kinks really early on in this book. And
Yeah.
that's why like I was telling somebody while I was reading, I was like, this is one of her dirtier ones.
Yes.
I would say as her books have gone, they've gotten dirtier and dirtier.
Not in Love was very sensual.
It was very sensual, yeah.
It was very sensual. This was definitely more like sexy.
Yeah. Okay, overall rating.
4.6.
Yeah, I was gonna give it like a 4.7 or 8.
Yeah, it's up there. I had my qualms with it, which we talked about.
Yeah.
But like, I loved this book. Like, this is definite. I reread all of Allie's books, so this is a definitely like another reread for me.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, well,
10 out of 10.
yeah.
Would recommend to a friend.
Would recommend, unless you don't want really raunchy sex.
Yeah, or unless you don't want spice, then I would
if you're
recommend
not
to.
looking for a ton of spice, this is not the book. This is pretty
If
spicy.
you're not looking for a ton of spice, I don't think Allie is necessarily your go-to gal.
Well, her later books, her earlier books are not. They're spicy, but they're not as spicy as
Not
the later
like
ones.
not in Love and
No.
Yeah.
They've gotten spicier.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's all.
Yes,
Oh,
that's it.
no, it's not all. If you like this,
If you like us.
if you like us, if you like this, if you like what we have to say,
Mm-hmm.
rate, review, subscribe, wherever you're listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us on Instagram at Booked Up Babes Pod. Follow us on TikTok at Booked Up Babes. Watch us on YouTube at Booked Up Babes.
Yeah.
Email us if you have things to say at bookedupbabes@gmail.com. That is all.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's do this.
Let's fucking do this.
Let's fucking go.
Me, you, me.
You, me.
It's gonna be May.
It's gotta be May. No, it's me.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go.